Death Trap. Characters: Julian Crane, Doris Crane, Willard Peterson, Inga Van Droft. The action takes place in Julian Crane's study in the Crane home in Westport, Connecticut.
You have some nerve stealing my name!
Study! Julian Crane's study is a handsomely converted stable grafted onto an authentic colonial mansion. Stage left is a fieldstone fireplace, practical to the extent that paper can be burned in it. The focus of the room, Julian's desk. You remember Julian's desk, don't you? The one he had before he let crazy Willard Peterson into his house. The room is decorated with framed theatrical posters, unlike these, which are window cards, not posters. And there is a collection of guns, handcuffs, battle axes, and broadswords, several of which I'm going to use any minute now.
That's it? You're not going to act out the 11 pages? Would you like me to explain?
What to explain? You have a death wish. Freud covered it thoroughly.
I have exactly the same wish you do. A success wish.
Yes. This is going to bring you success.
It hit me that night. Remember I threw that extra speech when Myra was looking for the key? Yes, at the end of Act 1.
Pray tell, what is your definition of success? Getting gangbanged in the shower room at the state penitentiary.
I knew you'd have reservations about it. That's why I didn't tell you in the first place. I haven't enjoyed putting you on, Sydney. I'm glad it's out in the open.
You knew I'd have reservations.
Well, you do, don't you?
The House Madman is writing a play that's going to send us both to prison.
It won't!
I am standing here, horrified, petrified, terrified, crapping my pants. And he calls that having reservations.
There is no possible way to prove what did or did not cause Myra's heart attack. Look, if I could change things, I could, but I can't. And it has to be a playwright who writes thriller, Sydney, because Arthur Miller probably has old sample cases hanging on his wall. Look, I guess I could make it Wilton instead of Westport.
Why make it anywhere? Why make it?
It's there, Sydney!
That's mountains, not plays. Plays aren't there until some asshole writes it.
Stop and think for a minute, will you? Think! Try to see it all from an audience viewpoint. Everything we did to prove that Myra was seeing a real murder would have exactly the same effect on them, would it not? I mean, wouldn't that be a terrific first act?
Yes. What an intermission. 20 years to life.
No one can prove what really happened. They can't.
I'm sure you're right. I can see the little box in New York Times Magazine now. Tongues are wagging about interesting similarities between events in the new play Death Trap and the private lives of its author, Clifford Anderson, and his employer, Sidney Bruhl, who committed suicide on opening night. When queried, Mr. Anderson said, "No comment." I have a comment, Cliff. No. I have a reputation, tattered, perhaps, but I want to live out the rest of my years as author of The Murder Game. Not Fag who knocked off his wife. Why, look, a fieldstone fireplace. Let's see if it's practical here.
Don't you dare! Give it to me! Give it, Sydney! I have to kill for the chance to become what I want to be! I'm not going to let you take it away from me!
Thank you.
Engaged to marry Joseph of Mattison. One day, he was alone by a stream, and a shadow passed over me. I could only see the outline of a man, but I knew it was a woman's figure. His eyes, as blue as the sky, and as clear as my ice on Mount Heaven. With some fire, and I knew in my heart was cruelty, even more vicious when it feeds on fear. It's like a rabbit in a snare. He reached down out of the light and hit me. I done, I lay there in the grass until finally I dragged myself to the water, washed, and squeezed the blood out of my skirt. I kept praying to Yahweh for strength, for some answers. I kept trying to hear God's voice in what had happened, but there was only silence. It was obvious to Joseph that it was not his child. The miracles were short that year. Now, I may not have been a virgin technically, but in my soul I was. I had not given myself to any man. Joseph never touched me once, not even during our marriage, but not because he thought me special, but because he thought me contaminated. Now, a woman can keep many secrets in her heart, especially if it's for those she loves.